Hello YouTube, it's Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going great in your life. I really do. It is Sunday, September 18th, 2016. You know, the thing about Sundays, it is the most beautiful, perfect day in the morning. Then football happens. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan because I was born in Youngstown, Ohio. Football starts and it's wonderful, and then it starts going south quickly. I turn off football in the middle of it to record this because I want to be in a good mood when I talk to you guys. Let's talk about the pocket dump deconstruction on this Sunday. What you see in front of you right there, that's what's going to fill my pockets. I'm going to run out of the building right after football around 4:30 Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. And that is what I'm going to put in my pocket. I love this carry. It's so light on the smallish side. I took a picture of this when I made it all purdy like you see right there. I posted it on Instagram early. Turned my iPhone 6S Plus to video, and now it's time for the pocket dump deconstruction. By the way, we do this every single day. That's why I told you it was Sunday, September 18th, 2016. I give you the date every day just to prove that we do this every single day. Every day. Truthfully. So let's go do this. You know, it's Sunday. And I'm going to go out and just have some fun. So I wanted my nice, rugged Heuer Monaco. I love my Heuer Monaco. I really do. Nice, thick chronograph. Oh, I love it. The cigar for today is the Punch cigar. I put a number of Punch cigars in my humidor and been making my way through them. This is a wonderful Cuban cigar. I've also had the Punch that was non-Cuban, and it was great too, but I love the Cuban cigar Punch. Talking about Punch, the Punch I'm going to have in my pocket today is vodka. Very nice vodka is going to be the Punch. This is one of my old... Look at me make a mess of this thing. This is one of my old Coach wallets. And where's my... I can't find the shade. Is that unbelievable? What did I do with that? Anyway, man, I am not organized, am I? Okay, maybe this will give you some shade. The coin today... This is a mess. Usually the shade is right here. Who knows where it is? My place is such a mess. It's the 2004 wildlife coin. 2004 African wildlife coin. It has elephants in it. I don't know if you can see that. It's a wonderful collection of coins that we have. I like that. Let's talk about the knives. Let's get the knives off. Man, this is a nice combination. You know what I love? I love when I open up the cases. I actually have, people always ask me, how do I store my knives? I have 4 Pelican cases. I have 3 1550 Pelican cases. And then I have 1 1600 Pelican case. I pack my knives really close together. On this channel, on the Keith Kevin Ken channel that you're watching right now, go check it out. There's a playlist where I went through what at the time was my most expensive, I kept calling it my most expensive Pelican case because it had, at the time, 48 Chris Reeve knives. Go check it out. It's a 3-parter. You'll see just how close I pack in my knives and how many knives you can fit into one. By the way, if you can hit that subscribe button, once we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to go through my entire Spyderco collection, including the fixed blades. In fact, I'm going to show you a fixed blade later on because I ran out of some of the big folding knives to show off in the mailroom, so I started bringing some fixed blades today. Today was my first time showing them fixed blades, and they went berserkle. So I'll show you what I did. But we'll go through all the Spydercos, over 300 knives, a lot of classics, etc. So you'll get a chance to see a bunch of cases, 2.5 cases split up and displayed for you. Let's take a look at what I'm carrying today. Man, I don't know. I don't see a lot of people talking about this square head folder from Spyderco, but I really like it. You know, Spyderco did 3 dog tag knives. There were slip joint knives with Serge Pachenko. You've seen them all here because I love them all. And then they came out with this, the square head, which is pretty much about the size of a dog tag as well. It's called square head. Guess what? Yeah, square head. You got it. You guys are sharp. It has that sheep's foot blade, S30V steel, which is just wonderful steel. The blade is 1.3 inches long, all titanium back here. Oh man, it's just a wonderful knife. I, of course, use it as my keychain knife. You can wear it. You can throw it in your pocket. It doesn't have a clip. What this one does have that's different than the Serge Pachenko ones is it has a back lock. I keep calling it a back lock. Spyderco calls it a liner lock because that is kind of the function that this lock does. Just like a liner lock. It's really nice and secure. I love it. What an innovative way, right? Nice thin titanium. This bar protects your hands from it. And the great thing from getting hit with the blade, see that little guard? All titanium has a little jimping right there too, if you want to hold it. You know, it's barely there, but it's there because really you're gonna cut something. You know, you're not chopping down trees with it. But I love that it has a sturdy lock too. This is called the Spyderco Square Head. It's still available. It's a production knife, and I really like this thing. If you just want a nice utility knife, I like it because it also looks great when it's all folded up and on your keychain. That's the Spyderco Square Head. Again, S30V steel, so they didn't skimp on the steel. 1.3 inch blade, just enough that you need. It's really, really nice. And you guys know, since Spyderco released this year, I just love the Vrango. I love it. It's one of my favorite knives. Again, I favor smaller gentleman folders. Man, this is small. It really is. 2.5 inches, which means it's legal in most United States places. I love the recurve too. You see that? It gives you like 2 points. It's a tanto blade. Oh, it just looks great. I also love what they did with the handle. It fits. Look, it's a small knife, but it fits my fat hands. And that's important to me because these are my hands. It's really nice. And it looks beautiful. Look at that. Anodized, anodized blue, which is really nice titanium with this carbon fiber inlay right here. I also like the two-tone. You can see it, then you see the darker bits on the edges right there on the lanyard hole. Look how smooth the backspacer is, how much it melts in. This is just so well done. Remember, these are production knives, just so well done. I think they could have done a better clip, but this is their standard hourglass clip that works. But man, on a beautiful knife like this, you know me, I think a wire clip should be on everything. I'm sure they have reasons why it isn't. But I love this knife. This small knife, it looks pretty and very, very functional. 2.5 inches, S30V steel. Really nice steel. S30V with that tanto blade. Yeah, I would say that the little carbon fiber inlay gives you a little grip, but you're not buying this for the grip. It doesn't give you a lot of grip. It just looks pretty. Oh man, I just love that titanium. Look how nice it looks. It is a liner lock knife. Nowadays, you don't see a lot of liner locks, do you? But man, usually I'm not all that thrilled with liner locks because I have these fat, pudgy fingers. And this one, usually with Spyderco 2, a lot of the collaborators, they'll give you, notch out the liner lock so that it's easy to get to. This one doesn't. But I still have no problems getting to it. I like that as well. Look at that. Just a really nice, smooth knife. I like my knife. I really like the Spyderco Vrango. I do. And then the larger knife really isn't the largest we can go. This is my brand new Spyderco TiLock. Hey, I know you've probably seen it. If you follow me on a daily basis or semi-daily, I just got this last week and man, am I in love with it. I had bought the original Chris Reeve TiLock. And I'll tell you, it's called the TiLock because of this wonderful G&G Hawk design. They are just creative couple of knife makers, and what they did was they took the lock from inside. Usually, you have, whether it's a back lock, a frame lock, or whatever, liner lock, it's usually inside the handle. In this case, they took it out and put it on the blade. And this is the TiLock right here. And this is how it works. I always pinch and open it. It's a real nice one-hand opener. I've seen others talk about, use these to open it, and you can. I do the pinch open. But that is the lock. As you can see right here, as you lift it, right here, this becomes your stop pin. There's also a stop pin there, but it's really nice and locked in there. And then to release the lock, you bring those up and it comes down really smooth. This is the third Chris Reeve TiLock. Chris Reeve, the original, which I do own, and then last year they came up with another Chris Reeve lock. This is the third one. This is called the Chris Reeve TiLock Elemento. They have this it's not stone, a round material in the middle of this. I can't pronounce it. I can't, even if I spelled it, it's hard to even spell. This pattern though in the titanium, it's full titanium. That pattern for the Elemento and why it gets its name, it's about to science. It's the atomic structure. It's to represent the atomic structure, but it's badass. I love the pattern in the tie. It gives you a nice grip. For some reason, when I saw the pictures of this, the other one has, the very original one that I have, has slits in it, holes in it, 3 on this scale, 3 on the back scale, and it's very light. When I saw this, I thought it would be a little heavier. It's not. It's very light. And I don't think we can get into the slabs of these titanium. It's not that it's skeletonized. It's just really light. And I think because they take the lock out inside, there's just nothing inside. A real through kind of construction, which is great. This is a nice clip, too. It doesn't hang up on your pants pockets. You notice even on the first one, he stopped the pattern. Chris Reeve stops the pattern so that you don't have it rubbing against your pants when you clip it together. I'm in love with my TiLock. I need to get the second one since it's clear that this is a series. But man, and I'm a sucker for series. Seriously, a sucker for series. This is the Chris Reeve TiLock. It's the Elemento. 3.25 inches. 3.25 inches on the blade. S35 VN steel, because you know that's how Chris Reeve is rocking these days. Let me just tell you though, I love that size. Again, I prefer smaller blades. 3.25 inches is really a nice size. You know, usually a small Sabenza is 2.9 inches, around 2.9 inches, so it is a little bit bigger than that. And a large Sabenza is 3.6 inches. This is 3.25, a nice medium size, and it's light. Of course it's built nice. Didn't you hear me? Chris Reeve TiLock. Just a wonderful knife. You don't see these around a lot. There are 3 of them out, but man, if you want a light carry that when you pull it out of your pocket, it really makes a statement too, you need to try the TiLock. Now, I have to say, the first one was about the same price as, you know, around 400 and something that most Chris Reeve Sabenzas are. This one is even more expensive, and I'm assuming because of the production. So, yeah, they haven't said it's limited or anything like that, but it is more expensive than a large Sabenza, a plain Jane Sabenza. So, you know, I think if you haven't had a Sabenza and you've been saving up, get the Sabenza, okay? You can wait on a TiLock, all right? But man, I really like this. Nice addition to the collection, but man, for me, just a wonderful carry. It's just beautiful. Just a beautiful knife. That is the Chris Reeve Elemental. That's the 3rd TiLock with Chris Reeve. That, my friends, is my carry. Man, it's so light and nice. So when I put on my old man shorts, no, I'll never show you my legs. But anyway, I put on the old man shorts, it really doesn't bog me down. It's the perfect size. It's the perfect weight. I'm really digging this carry. This is one of those, you know, just going through the case and coming up with something, and I like it. I like this combination. Don't forget to thumb this up. Hey, all your thumbs up. Go crazy on the thumbs up. It really does give me energy. And it gets me ready to do more. So please thumb this up. Let me know that we're going in the right direction. We're continuing to do these every single day. And when you thumb it up, it just keeps me going and ready to do another video. Don't forget to share it, like it, and subscribe. We're working our way to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000, once we do that, yeah, it's Spyderco Palooza. We're going through all the Spydercos. Trust me, even if you have a substantial Spyderco collection, because I do this all the time, I have a substantial one, and I always go, oh, I didn't know Spyderco did that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that knife. Oh, this one. Trust me, you'll see a number of knives in this collection that you're not familiar with. Or if you're like me and collect their catalogs, you would have seen pictures of them, but you'll be able to caress them with me through the magic of YouTube. That, my friends, is the carry. That's when it was all purdy, what I posted on Instagram, at Keith Kevin Ken. Come join the feed on Instagram, at Keith Kevin Ken. But you know what? Oh, this ain't Instagram. And the first thing that I reached, first I got my square head. And then I thought, man, I want my Chris Reeve knife. I need a Sabenza. And so I grabbed my very first Chris Reeve Sabenza that I ever bought. I bought it from Amazon, and I bought it because it was prime, and I wanted it delivered the next day. That's why I got the Chris Reeve Riddled, and I am in love with it. You know, 6, 7, 8 months later, I got the small Sabenza Riddled to go with it. You could tell it's one of my early ones because it doesn't have a lanyard. I took off the lanyards. I still have them, but I took off the lanyards on my early buys of the Chris Reeve knives because it just wouldn't fit in with my other 5 knives that I had in the drawer. Of course, as I said earlier, we've gone a little bit further than the one drawer full of 5 knives. But I really love this. Again, it's called the Riddle. It's a Sebenza. It's the large Sebenza S35VN steel. Yeah, it has that 3.9-inch blade. What makes this great is, again, Chris Reeve has a lot of different designs and lasered kind of designs and etched design for his Sebenzas, inlays, etc. This one is nice though. It's made up to look like, 4 gunshots, 4 bullets went through it. What I like, and that's kind of badass, right? But what I really like about it is it lines it up a tad because, of course, there's holes in it. And the holes go all the way through. Look at the blade. So that first slab, that first one, you can see has the holes in it. It's just nice. It's just special. And, of course, it's my first one. Of course, on the back, it's plain Jane with that Chris Reeve integral lock. And, of course, his signature pocket clip. And talk about smooth, man. It was my first one. I now have 49 now that I just bought the Elemento. So 49 Chris Reeve knives, folding knives. And I have, 3 fixed knives. But I love this. Again, a real sentimental knife for me. My first Chris Reeve Sebenza, large Sebenza. This is the large Sebenza 21, riddled. Looks like you're badass and it stops some bullets from hitting you. That is the knife that got away. And then again, this is Sunday. Every Saturday I go down and get my Amazon delivery. And then Sundays is Blue Apron. It's a box full of food. And some directions on how to cook it. Yeah, I'm a bachelor. And I love that. And they don't sponsor me at all. But every day I go down to the mailroom. Actually, I go to the front desk and they go, mailroom wants you to go back. And so I always take a bigger knife. I get a kick out of it because they get a kick out of the knives. I also get a kick out of it because, I don't strap on my fixed blades to my work trousers and go into work. So I get a kick out of it. These guys love when I bring down the big knives. They look forward to it over the weekend. Today I brought a really nice fixed blade. Of course, comes with the leather sheath. But what I like about this is Spyderco put together a wonderful knife. This right here, by the way, is the Proficent. Spyderco put together a fixed blade. I would have brought it out, but I didn't because I'm going to bring that down stairs one week. So I'm keeping that in the sheath. But if you're familiar with Spyderco's bushcraft knife, that was designed by British, Bushcraft UK. It had the Scandinavian grind. It had a just wonderful everything that you're supposed to have with a bushcraft knife. And then they came out with the Proficent. And what they said was, it's the same profile, except they upped a lot of the materials. So usually with a bushcraft knife, you have a higher carbon blade steel, and the reason is it's easier to sharpen, and they use it for everything. Look, I'm an urban guy, but I'm so fascinated with bushcraft. I watch all the videos, but I love it. So what Spyderco said is, this is a great knife. Let's just make one for the non-bushcraft crowd. And so instead of the kind of blade that is usually used in bushcraft that, yes, you need to take care of, which they do because it's not stainless steel, instead they upgraded it. Instead of the Scandi grind, the Scandinavian grind, they did a full flat grind, as you can see here. Instead of a non-stainless steel, they did S90V steel. Told you, they upgraded big time. I love this fat handle. And again, they designed the handle because for bushcrafters, they use their knives a lot. So it needs to be there for them. They need to be able to handle it, keep it in the hand. So it has to be nice and not strain the hand. So instead of the material they had before, oh yeah, that's carbon fiber, buddies. Real carbon fiber. Just a thick, two thick slabs of carbon fiber on this. The tang goes all the way through. It's a beautiful knife, man. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's why I had to have it. Now, I'm not out in the woods, but you know, when I start retiring, I'm going to get a camper and travel all around, and you need an all-purpose knife. That's why I got the bushcraft knife. But this beauty, I couldn't pass it up. Man, that carbon fiber on the handle. Let me tell you, this thing sliced through so many packages. I almost worked for them for 8 hours this morning because we were having fun slicing open boxes with this. This is called the Proficent from Spyderco. It's their upscale knife because S90, it has a 4-inch blade, S90V steel, and look at all this carbon fiber. It's just really a nice knife. Titanium screws right here. Not actual screws, but you know what I mean. Ah, I love it. That is called the Proficent, and that's my big knife for today. And the guys are still talking about it, and I'll tell you, opened up and tore down a lot of boxes this morning for fun, okay, with that. There you have it, folks. You guys have a perfect, perfect, perfect day. Seriously. Thank you so much for giving me so much of your precious time. I know. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Don't forget to go crazy with the thumbs up. You guys have a perfect one. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.